My name is Elizabeth Sherman. I'm a professor of American politics at American University in Washington, D.C. In this election, I think we can expect a lot of excitement because the candidates are very controversial. And I expect that many people will be voting. But at the end of the election, I also expect that Hillary Clinton will win and become the president.
My name is Mickey Edwards. I'm a former member of the United States Congress and now with the Aspen Institute, and I'm in Madrid with Aspen, España, and delighted to be back here again. I think the most important thing that is going to come out of this election is a chance for Americans to learn more about ourselves. Because we have two candidates running for president who are both very unpopular. And we have people who, in many cases, those supporting Donald Trump, supporting somebody who takes positions that are very disturbing. He is very offensive to a lot of people. He is perhaps a racist, certainly a bigot in some ways, very inclined toward the idea of the traditional strongman leader, which is something we've never had in America. And so we'll learn a lot about ourselves, because if he gets a substantial amount of the vote, I think we have to do some re-examination of how that came about.
I think Hillary Clinton has been in politics for a very long time. She was the First Lady, a United States Senator. She was the Secretary of State. And so she has a lot of experience in government. She's been in the public eye for many, many years. She's also very controversial because there are a lot of questions about her integrity, whether people can trust her. On the other hand, people recognize that she's very smart and that she's very experienced in government. And I think many women, especially, are very excited because she is the first serious woman candidate to be running for president. Donald Trump has not been in government. He has been in business. He is a real estate developer of hotels, and he has raised a lot of questions because, first of all, he was most famous because he claimed that President Obama was not a real American. He began his campaign and he said that he would build a wall between the United States and Mexico because too many Mexicans are coming to America, and they're dangerous, they're rapists, they're killers, as he said. He also has said terrible things about President Obama, Hillary Clinton, and he recently there have been many charges against him that he molests women, attacks women, and so I feel that he is unqualified to be president, that he has already shown that he has a bad attitude, and that he would not be a good president. I don't think he understands the American Constitution or the American government. So, but he has a lot of support. And the reason is because many people are feeling very angry with the government. They feel that either for economic reasons or because of social reasons, because of the increase in immigration. So there are a lot of reasons why people are angry and at the Congress, at the president, and so these people are willing to support Donald Trump.
Well, the main difference is temperament and character. Now, Hillary Clinton has been Secretary of State. She has been in the United States Senate. She knows how government works. She's very pragmatic. She's very inclined to try to work with other people to get something achieved. That's what she does. Donald Trump is all about making proclamations and promising that he is smart enough to run everything by himself. He has very little knowledge of government. He has very little knowledge of our system of government and how it works and what the checks are to restrain a president. But in terms of character and temperament, Hillary Clinton is more rational, thoughtful, and he's like a loose cannon. You don't know what he's going to say. You don't know what he's going to do. And a lot of the things he says are just insulting to people. So temperament has a lot to do with the difference between these two people.
Well, as I said, for Donald Trump, he has no experience in government. He doesn't understand our government. He also shows in many ways that he could be he could try to be a dictator, because he says he will put his opponent in jail, that he wants to limit the freedom of the press, that he will tell Congress what to do. He does not show any respect for the courts. He has insulted the federal court judge. So we're very concerned about Donald Trump. I don't know that he has any strengths, except one could say that he has charisma, that when he's talking, people are mesmerized and they listen to him and they think he is great and that he is very strong. Now, Hillary Clinton, she has some problems, because after she left government, she has been giving many speeches for many hundreds of thousands of dollars. And so she has made a lot of money, millions of dollars. President Clinton has made millions of dollars, many millions of dollars giving speeches and working with business and advising business around the world. And so people don't feel that they have done a lot for the people, that they are not for the people, that they are for themselves, that they're very selfish and making money all the time. On the other hand, Hillary Clinton is very, very smart. She's highly educated. She's a lawyer. She understands the Congress. She was in the Senate. And I think she is conservative. Even though she's a Democrat, she is in the middle of the road. So people feel that maybe she will be able to work with Republicans and Democrats.
Hillary Clinton's weakness, basically, is that people don't trust her. They don't believe what she says. On some questions, like what she did with her emails, there's a lot of evidence that she tries to lie her way out of it. So people have valid reasons to be very questioning about her honesty. But nonetheless, nobody's afraid of what will happen if she's president. She may have policies they don't like. With Donald Trump, because he is so loose cannon, so unpredictable, and so determined to just make all decisions himself off the top of his head, people are afraid. Because the President of the United States, most of our power in the United States is in Congress. It's not in the presidency, but the President is in charge of the military. And the President does have access to nuclear weapons. And so a lot of us find Donald Trump terrifying because of what he could do with that power.
Well, in America, we have 50 states and the District of Columbia. So each state has a certain number of electoral votes. So we have an election in every state. And the big states have a lot of power in the election. Now, California, New York are very big. They have a big population. They will be for the Democrats. Texas and in the South, the southern states will be for the Republican, for Donald Trump. So this election will be decided in other states, in Nevada, North Carolina, Florida, Ohio, Pennsylvania. And in those states, those states will decide who wins. So I think it's going to be very close election. But I think at the end of the day that if Hillary Clinton can win in North Carolina and Nevada, she will win the election. I think Florida and Ohio are very close. They could go to Donald Trump. So this is a very, very close election. Very, very close.
Ultimately, what's going to decide this is that we don't know if there's a secret vote, because we take all these polls, and the polls will show Hillary Clinton has a good lead. Not as big a lead as she ought to have, but you don't know in a case like this how many people may be supporting Donald Trump who won't admit it in the polls. Just like what happened in Great Britain with the vote on Brexit. You don't know how many people are being honest when they tell the pollsters who they're for. Part of it is going to be whether or not Hillary Clinton's campaign is able to get people to the polls. Because in an election, it doesn't matter who the people are for. It only matters who the people who show up on Election Day and vote are for. I think whether or not she's able to get what I would call the rational, sane people, including Republicans like me, to the polls on Election Day will be important. I think Hillary Clinton's going to win, but unlike some people, I think even if she wins, if he gets a third of the American people to vote for him, or 40% of the American people to vote for him, then we have something to be worried about, because Europe has seen people like this, the strongman dictator type. We've never faced that in America, and if he gets a lot of votes, then it's something that we have to be very disturbed about after the election.